What are some behaviors that scream unintelligence? I feel like the classic example is being unable to change your opinion or idea when you are presented with new information. You don't have to set everything you believe in stone. I think a key thing that separates the intelligent from the less intelligent is curiosity and how far you actually go to learn. Obsessively telling everybody how intelligent you are. Getting angry when someone asks them to explain their point. Lack of self-awareness. Not exclusive to the unintelligent, but a very common trait. Playing last word in an argument you've lost. Being defensive when corrected instead of just accepting it. Whatever the opposite of anything I do is. Edito. Wait. I read the question as what are some behaviors that scream intelligence, not unintelligence? Welp, I answered the question anyway, claiming they are always right but not being able to argument why or have a serious debate about it. Constantly saying facts that are extremely false. Gets on my nerves. I just started driving for Uberxl. The amount of people who think they can fit 8 people with all their luggage into a midsize SUV is astonishing. You can see which car comes to pick you up, and it says fits 5 people. If you have a piece of luggage each, then it's more like 3 people. I had one group sit there and stare me down like they didn't understand. I swear some people just have a mental limit for figuring things out, and they all find each other and never get anywhere. Telling people that you are a member of Mensa at every opportunity. Being too quick to call everyone who disagrees with you an idiot. Pulling out in front of another car when there is no one behind that car, and then proceeding to drive under the speed limit. Screaming at verbally abusing customer service workers when they are simply doing their jobs. Maybe not unintelligence but ignorance. People getting angry when I ask them to explain what they just meant as I want to understand them and not misunderstand. Shoot down or dismiss a suggestion or idea without giving it any thought or trying to get more details that will never work. Why it just won't. Zooming past me and slamming your brakes at the red light that I was slowing down for. An adult throwing a tantrum. Half the videos on the internet are in. Being cocky and thinking they're always right. No dumbass, Turkey isn't next to Germany. Lol. Some teen incel telling women how disgusting they are and what they should be doing to satisfy him, then getting upset when literally no woman listens. Resorting to a personal attack or cursing you out when they know they've lost and don't have anything constructive to say to back up their stance. Always a fun time. Do your own research is basically dumbass where I don't know what I'm talking about, and Facebook is the only venue that won't laugh at me. Mindless tribalism and groupthink behaviors. In other words, creating an us versus them mentality over petty, minor differences. Also following the crowd and not thinking for yourself or drawing your own conclusions. In my experience, the people that do this are oftentimes idiots. Flags for politicians. Being disrespectful to people you deem inferior. Calling names in an argument. Littering. When they get angry if you disagree with their opinion. They've always got to be right. People you have to hide facts from because they don't accept non-traditionalist points of view or behaviors. People whose life resumes to work, booze and sex. Not judging, I like the last two, but can only talk about these subjects. Being a Reddit mod. Thinking saying no is mean. The unwillingness to learn new things and the inability to view topics from different perspectives. I think it's honestly when people will just be uncritical in their beliefs. I work in healthcare, and the amount of people who will hold such odd beliefs because someone said it but they never bothered to check to see, is this legit or not? Doubling down when unquestionably mistaken or just dead wrong during a disagreement. If they brag about their IQ. Grown-up man-child. Sticking your fingers in your ears and yelling blah, 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 I can't hear you. Using words incorrectly and then insisting the incorrect use is right or up for debate. Being unable to accept that someone has a different opinion to your own. Berating retail food service workers for something out of their control. Frantically checking what everyone's saying in this post to make sure it's not stuff you do. Not that I do that or anything. Raising your voice during a discussion because you have no more opposing views to counter another opinion. I have found that when someone is losing in discussion argument, their go-to is raising their voice. Talking louder doesn't mean that we'll win an argument. It simply means you're out of valid ideas. Calling themselves alphas. PPL who argue not for the sake of finding the answer or solving the problem at hand, but to win. Doesn't matter if they're dead wrong, as long as they get to be right. Tailgating. I don't mean to shame anyone who does this, but that's how I feel about people buying scratch tickets on a regular basis. Using Reddit. Only spending time around people who echo others' opinions instead of having their own. Racism. Making your entire personality based on your political beliefs. Assuming autism stupidity. Entitled people and/or Twitter. Trying to shove your religious views down other people's throats. Payday loans. Saying, because I said so when asked the simple question why? I may insert zodiac sign, so insert any claim about own personality trait. Treating intelligence as something so measurable and concrete. Excessive bumper stickers. Pooping in the aisle at Walmart. Not accepting that people see the world different than you do it doesn't mean they're automatically wrong. Participating in a TikTok challenge. Getting into an argument that you're clearly in the wrong about and pulling the "I'm an American citizen." Acting and believing as though everybody is just like they are, like people are all the same. And when these people see someone acting differently than they do or having different wants, needs, feelings, they think those people are lying for attention. I am a very stable genius. Making the same mistakes again and again. And again. And again. Wearing anything that reads "Make America Great Again." Everyone that insults people and then defend themselves with "It's a joke. If you don't get it, grow up." No fucker, learn to behave. Racism, sexism, but also people who call someone racist or sexist just because they don't like something they said. They're just too dumb to have a debate, so they throw out words to try to demean and vilify the other person. It's pathetic. Anti-vaxxers. Open mouth gum chewing. Cutting in line. Bragging about how you are smarter than said person to everyone you see. Believing that educational intelligence is the only form of intelligence. You can be a genius in school but a complete dumbass when it comes to emotional or social intelligence. Getting mad and disrespectful when lightly disrespected. Like, I know you felt a little passive aggression, but now you're throwing a tantrum and it looks goofy. Be the bigger person. Lots of flags on your truck. Can't take criticism. The earth is flat. Being rude to service people. Consuming large amounts of celebrity news and reality entertainment. Trying to force people to conform to your lifestyle or trying to force people to bend to your lifestyle. Attacking someone's physical appearance, things they can't really change about themselves. I think it's really telling that we conflate intelligence with goodness. Thinking like this really throws innocent people under the bus. Dumb people are people too. Reddit brigading just because someone has an opinion different than the norm. Making everything, especially trauma, pain, experiences, etc. into a competition. Shit is mad annoying and super insensitive. Honestly, thinking Ellen is smart. He's the dumb person's idea of what a smart person is. Saying fuck every other word sentence. Saying fuck every now and then when it fits into your conversation right is totally fine, but when it becomes your only way to strengthen a sentence, it really shows. There are multitudes of ways that one can add flair or excitement to a sentence without saying fuck or fucking. Just changing the mochi was so good to the mochi was delicious. Gets your point across. Even if you're fighting with someone, fuck isn't the only swear out there. Obsession with your flag. Obsession with genders. Obsession with races. Obsession with your religion. Stating opinions as facts. Still supporting Trump in 2022. Supporting Trump. Let's go brand in clothing items and flags. Not knowing how to write a professional sounding email. People who repeatedly take out payday loans they can't afford. Blindly following any organized religion. Trumpism. Let's go Brandon and other stuff they say leaves no doubt about their stupidity. Being competitive about insignificant stuff, any behavior that's overly protective and stems from a limiting belief that everything is a zero-sum game, not understanding the maths of value generation, thinking there are right and wrong opinions. Being the loudest one in the room. When every conversation is gossip. I don't want to talk anymore right after you spit some logic. Another one is taking a difference of opinion on something purely subjective as a personal attack. For example, if you like mint ice cream but I dislike it, if you get mad about my opinion on mint ice cream or take that personally, then you are probably of low intelligence. Supporting a fascist man baby. Mocking people who read. Refusing to speak spell properly. You can have a degree from Harvard, but if you insist on saying things like "I mess with dad," I will automatically think you're uneducated. Not accepting another point of view. People getting angry and replying with insults and name-calling because someone dares to have a differing opinion. Too much Reddit karma. Go outside. Insulting someone over a disagreement. Grow up. Assuming you know the entirety of one's character based off of one thing you know about them: political party, religion, sexuality, etc. I'm a very open-minded person, so it bothers me when people assume things about others to fit their negative perceptions of them. I guess a boiled-down way to say it would be stereotyping, but specifically stereotyping someone to fit an agenda they have for them. Hypocrisy, poor hygiene, talking shit about people, not wearing a seatbelt in the back seat of the car, screaming, yelling, being loud and obnoxious for no reason, non-stop talking. I've learned the more you know you don't know. Meaning that the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know and how much there is out there. The lesser you know, the more cocky you'll sound, like could be confused for confidence, since they think they know everything. Asking what are some behaviors that scream unintelligence. On our AskReddit, I'm like this because of my star sign. Mega. Piling on. Mob mentality. Insulting or harming others to either gain favor with or acceptance into a crowd. This kind of behavior reflects a weak, insecure mind at work. Voting against your own interests. Clapping when the plane lands. Defensiveness. When they pout and pretend to ignore you. Religion. Extreme faith has no room in today. It's only stunting societies. A little bit of faith as a treat is okay, but until you can be trusted not to put your beliefs in law. I dabble in essential oils. Playing the lottery. It really is just a stupidity tax. Yelling "Let's go Brandon." Voting Republican. Thinking that being fat is healthy. Downvoting because they disagree with someone else's reasonable opinion. Living life only to drink, smoke, do drugs and fuck plenty of women and feeling cool. Talking over every differing opinion. Being the loudest is a poor substitute for being the smartest.